What's going on, IML TV? Welcome to the trade room with myself, Mr. Justin Adams. We are here live 9:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this beautiful Tuesday evening over here in the East Side. So, what's up, guys? Welcome. Say where you're tuning in from all across the world. We are here inside the trade room, live analysis, maybe some live trades, some setups, going over some education, exactly how we're finding some setups inside the market to take advantage of these day in and day out, whatever these charts go up and down, learn how to read them. We're inside here, guys. If you haven't yet, youtube.com/JAdams. That's wrong. J Adams Investments. Right? Some videos on there. How to utilize the app Swipe Trade. Some more stuff, tips and tricks. How to use a scanner. So on and so forth. More content coming in the future as well. And then our trade room at Telegram, t.me/IMLTV is the trade room. Over 8,500 people inside of there, getting some extra stuff here and there. So guys, let's get this thing started. This is a trade sent out, GPB, JPY. As we can see, right up top here, you had this, you had this higher high, and you had this huge shift down to the low, just like this, which indicates what? Well, when you're seeing action like this, especially when we go to a higher time frame, you can see, look, what do we have? We have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, let's buy. It's an uptrending market, right? So what depicts a trending market? Well, you can see it's trending up until what point? This point. Why? Because it breaks out this low right here, this 153.450 level, right? So it comes up, down, and then boom, shifts down to the downside, right? So right here, you can see retracement down to the upside, and then price just drops to the floor, hitting this zone. I've had this zone drawn for a while, but now we can see what's going to happen here. Pullbacks into the previous area. You can notice on the daily was also a level, major area of support and resistance, and then now what happens with the market is when levels get broken, they're more likely to be retested as what? Retested as that newfound ceiling, and then hit it to the downside. Especially after a huge shift like that, you're going to get a correctional wave down. At least down inside to here. Like a 127 extension. So how do we find that out? All right, so cool. So we see this high, this low. We let the wave do the thing. We find its support in the zone. 1, 2, just like that. So when we take our fibs, which is a percentage retracement inside of the market, we're looking to see how far the market retraces based on percentages. And typically these major levels here, you can see 23.6, 38.2, 50%. 61.8, so on and so forth, are major areas of percentage-wise that we're tracing the market. We can see that 38.2 is right around 153.450 major area. So looking for a retest in that 38.2, and then plus the moving averages have crossed. You're going to get that first red test, the first cross, first test trade with a zone, major level, and a fib all lined up in the same spots. So all about patience, persistence, and waiting for that to activate action and head to the downside. So that is that. Next order of business, right? It's GJ. Don't guys sound. If you guys can see here my screen, type 1 if you can hear. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let everybody know who can't hear that we got action going on, and that you guys can hear. Cool, you guys see that? Alright, cool. So let's get it going. Let's go to the euro, see what's going on. Oh, boom, boom. Euro dropping down. MAs have crossed. We can see, kind of action downside here. This previous area, though, I'd like to see this black line get hit before any type of buys, because when we take this entire wave, we take this low to this high, What is that? It's actually this one. There it is. You see, this wave was that. Still respects that uptrend. Hasn't broken that high since. So now the next area is what? It hit off the 618. Perfect. Bam. Shot up about 40, 50 pips. But now we can see it's testing. Could head to the downside. Let's see, it broke below 38.2, tested 38.2, dropped down, and should, this is a major, major area. When you look at the daily, let's take a look at the daily real quick. You can see that's the previous high from their most recent huge wave to the upside. So the market needs to correct itself. So sometimes, what can happen with the market? Yeah, you get a double top. If you want to call this a double top, boom, comes down. I'd say this is your corrective right there, and then take this to the upside, just because the market is trending so much to the upside. It's enough room for it to correct. It's been a while. So now into this previous consolidation area, you kind of see that this would be that previous resistance. That'd be a nice area to buy off of 1.22900. Price isn't there yet, but you can see it dropped straight, rose up, and now might continue, I'd say, to that downside, hitting that 22900 area is where I'd be looking for some type of buy in that area. If we were to go back in time, you can see how it matches up. Weekly time frame, you can see how it matches up. Look how many times it's been tested. 1, 2, so on and so forth. So outlook on the euro, back into that zone. I'm just looking a little bit here. Look at that resistance. Fails a break, comes down, retest. And what do? Every time a level gets broken, it's most likely to what? Retest it as that newfound floor. And then continue its way to the upside. UJ. Kind of crazy looking, right? Let's just see here. We have this breakdown here. We have this huge news up, back down, test, rise, and then huge shift to the downside. I'd be looking to kind of, let's go, in situations like this, you got to go to a higher time frame. Where is the overall directional movement of the trend? Well, I believe the directional movement of the trend is to the downside. You have the red over the blue still. If we go to weekly, let's take a look. Weekly, red over the blue, cross. Weekly is very strong, means sellers are in control. 4-hour time frame, you have this huge shift to the downside here. If I were to take this here, quick low, right inside there, you can see that this 23 was hit just like that, meaning back into this zone, which is a good, nice, it's a nice short. It looks like it anyway, but it's got a, it's had a couple tests here. The red's over the blue, which means, this is a nice area to be selling at low risk. Stops right here, I'd say, this 127. So you're looking at maybe, it's a lot of pips, but let's go to 1 hour. I honestly, agree with the sell pattern. I know one of the traders called it out from my team. But, you did have a nice sell here. Where did they send the sell that at? $109,700 to 800. Oops. So look at that, taps it beautifully. boom, and drops to the floor, is now about 20 pips in profit. So good work on that one. Look at that prime entry right there. 700 area, drops 20 pips. Nice. 109.3 was the first take profit. Just right around, almost. Almost. But it'll get there. Should get there. Bam. Good stuff. I like it. Moving on. I'm just going to go down the line. That's what we do over here in the trade room sometimes. So, GU, going to go to a higher time frame. Let's hit the daily. What's the overall directional movement trend on the daily? Well, it is, what? Down. But let's take a look here. We can see a nice area of resistance right inside here. The last movement to the upside was this wick here, and then stops up inside there. So if we were to take this, see, quite not ready yet. Daily is just a better time for me to be analyzing this on anyway. But when you look at this, you have a zone, look to the left, right here, got a zone going right across. Just like that. Still needs room to go down, obviously, for any type of buys that I would take. 1.36335. So, I mean, what else could we be looking at here? I mean, we could be looking at some shorts. If I notice correctly on the 4 hour, you do have this huge wave to the downside. These are crossed here. I mean, you have this area right here, right? On a daily, that's your previous low support. MA is about to cross. So if we were to take this here to here, you can see even this matches up, but it already kind of hit that. For the sell, I'm kind of dropping, hit that, dropped hard there. You can see right there, it's back up again. It's kind of in that same area. So hard to see. I mean, honestly, I'd be not in that one yet. Not any directional movements or anything. A U. This one's simple, downtrending market. You do have, kind of like a double bottom here up to the upside. I think entry is right at around where we're at here, 29.070. Sent by one of the traders, so you can see it's kind of into this previous floor here. So overall, it's just a trend movement. I think you got a trend line going on there too. But look how many times it's been tested. Nice candle to the downside. Some indecision here, which you can expect at this time frame, 9:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's, Tokyo session, not too much going on. But, let's see what happens with that one. Not one of my trades, but, I do like taking trend trades. Which, taking those trend trades is really when really start to see some major pips happening. So it's AU, USD CAD. Oh man, look at that. Are we going to see some pullback buys right now? I said over here, all the way back down when it breaks that, retest it. But let's check it out. Obviously had a clear shift. Look, test these lines perfectly. I haven't even looked at this all week yet. But I could have caught all these entries here, bing, bing, right? Just like that. I think this needs more room to go down. That's just me. Let's check 4 hour. 4 hour way oversold. I do like this zone for the sell though, however. Well, let's see. Blue is over red, indicated buyer's momentum. Thanks. But you do have a lot of, let me just see, it kind of like dropped down hard here, kind of making its way here. Kind of went down here, broke this, could sell short here and wait for this. 23. I need a little bit more data. Let me see here. Should see the upside still past that. So this zone is crucial right here. Coming up here, could, has some pins here. It's crossing, but you need to wait on this. You need to wait for some type of extra confirmation, but I do like the long side here and one more push to the upside here. But I like the sell better. As you can see, this range drop down, boom, retest of that range, and then to the downside, especially on the weekly, we can see those moving averages crossed. It'd be a test of that, and then bam, back down to the floor. Weekly is a better perspective outlook. Guys, I just stopped talking for like 1 minute. Can you guys see and hear my screen? I mean, it's still up here. It's still working from my end. So. Alright, so that's UCAD. Look for 126,400 area. 1.26400. Could see a nice big downside movement once it breaks this low, dude. I mean, it's going. Look at that. Lower, boom, get some momentum to the downside. But we'll see. Alright, so we went down, literally down this whole list. Now we went over GPV, JPY already. So if you don't know, it's already out there as a swipe. So make sure to get on them swipe trades. Here, Euro JPY kind of has the same thing. I mean, this looks real nice. I haven't looked at this actually, but I'm loving this because these zones and these areas are really, really like following directional movements of the trend. And you can see here, especially up top here, you can see this entire zone like this. I like one or two of these levels to really short off here. Let's take our fibs and kind of see. So when we go here, pins to the high, drops. It's at the 50%. I don't like 50%. I like 618. So 618 would be right there. I do like that zone. MAs have crossed. And that'd be that. And look, I even got the 127 target down inside there. So look, what I see here is I see there's a lot of action in price. 1, 2, 3, and there was a range. Broke the range, hit this, shot up, shot back down, and I was going to test that price data back inside here 1, 2, 3 times because there's a lot of orders inside there. So price is basically pulling itself back to this cross of the red to blue. Going to test that red and then shoot to the downside. Just coincides with what would happen with GJ as well, pushing to the downside. So I think this is a nice setup right here for Euro JPY. I mean, if not, I mean, it could drop from this 50%, but I don't see any type of really data to support that, especially there. There's nothing really there. I like this area better, which may get a fake out to the upside and then get that last push to make itself way back up is just what I see in my opinion. So let's take a look. See here, if we were to short this 136.163, where we have our stops, where I see this dotted line is a weekly level, so it could go up to test that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see right here. I don't think it'll go up to test that though. So let's see here. I do something like 35 pips because it's still above, or even 30, because it's above those wicks of the zone. And the zone I'm looking at is here. See? It's above those wicks, so 30 pips. Just plenty of distance to give it room to move, in my opinion, on this one. Because you don't want to risk too much. I mean, it can go to 78.6, it can test it, but then you're looking at 60 pips. I'm not about that. I'd rather go 30 and then wait for it to hit a set 88.6 or 78.6 to catch the move to the downside. Keep it low risk as possible, but this has potential to really honestly go back down and test this low, 300 some pips. So I'd be really interested to see how that goes. Once price gets to that 618, if it does, it's go time. Man, I love just coming on here and drawing up some charts. And to the USD, I mean, there's not really any action enough for me to take part in. These are 4-hour candles, and look how short and stuff they are, even with news and stuff. I'm just not about that. Not about that life right now. I want pips on pips on pips, man. That's what we all about here, right? This trade, you can see this arrow. We went over this analysis. It was actually, I think it was a Tuesday, Thursday, sometime in here, back on the 23rd of January. And we were looking for a short inside the blue zone. And granted enough, it tested a couple times, one test here, and shot all the way down to the floor, long-term play. But, you know, now we're getting our retracement back. I'd say, you know, maybe this is a nice area. So a lot of yen's getting ready to continue its continuation. But we'll see. Euro GPB, I mean, that's kind of just shaky, in my opinion. But it's back inside that major zone that it caused a huge downfall. If we were to look at the daily, let's see. Daily, you see all these pins to the high. Another one right there. So it can really decide to take off low. But again, I'd focus on some yens. What pair was I actually going to look at as well? one that I've been eyeing up a retracement for. Yes, right here. This will be the granddaddy. Caught 415 pips on this pair last week via swipe trades. We see this trend here, impulse here. We caught this entire move here from this zone all the way up inside here. Now it's pulling back, right? Where would it pull back to? Let's look at the daily. We have the red, the blue over the red, and you can see this 618 is a perfect third trendline touch trade to take this even up to the upside. It has a lot of previous resistance. If we're going to 4 hour, you can see there's a zone here, resistance, so it breaks it, retest as support, right? Get that one more push down, and then go up, right? So, just like that. So that's GPB odd. Where is another one I was going to look at? GPB CAD is a nice one that I like. Why do I like that? Because, look at this. See this huge candle? Boom. And I'm right here. Wick, down here. I think this is honestly directional movement to the downside. Why? Because we had this huge drop finally last night down to the downside here. And then what do you know? We got 88.6, huge retracement, right? 88.6 shot all the way down. Now it's going what? Testing the 618. Look at that. What's in the 618? Previous area of major supports. Look, was the last support before it broke it. So closes above, tests it. Now this should continue its way down. Possibly 1.73, 120 area. I know this is a swing play, so it might take some time for it to go to the downside, but overall, I do see the directional movement of this trend continuing its way to the downside. I actually caught a re-entry here at the 88.6. So it's currently floating about 57 pips. So we'll see. Should continue its way down here. 15 minute, 30 minute. Boom, there we go. 1, 2, rejection down. Let's see what happens. Alright. Next order of business. I know this is a swing trade too, I believe. Yes. Somewhere. But what is it? What does it kind of look like to you guys? Let's see here. Oops. It kind of looks like it's kind of trying to correct, right? It needs room to correct. Go to the daily. Look. Weekly. Look at the weekly. Man, it's definitely a downtrend now. That's for sure. But you got to understand, this does have room to get up and make up for. So we'll see. Kind of hard to say for me. Let's try to see the 1 hour. Yep, you got these higher highs, higher lows. If this goes, it should go to the upside to the next level. But it is kind of trending on a lower time frame scale now. Right? So So we're checking out all these pairs. We checked out AU, UCAD, GJ. Nice setup on GJ and Euro JPY. I'm really going to send out that Euro JPY. All JPY, maybe GPB odd. I really like that one as well. GU, we went over that. It's kind of like eh. Let's check out some other cool like exotics. I like checking out some exotics. Euro NZD. We were going over this last week. I'm waiting for a certain level to kind of get hit. Hit this 38.2. Boom, rose up. Went back down. It's kind of like missed its opportunity there. Euro CAD. Let's see. Euro alt as well. Oh yeah, we're gonna sell on that one. Euro CAD. It's kind of just like eh. I mean, just went over GPP CAD. Not bad. GPP NZD. Had a big breakdown here. But it's kind of like eh. See, I don't like that. Boom, boom, boom. You can catch those moves, but I'm more about like highly trending markets. That's just me. GPP CHF, look at this. It's kind of like eh. Yen, man. JPYs, man. Nope. Let's see. We did what? Euro JPY, all JPY, USD JPY, GPP JPY. What is going on right now? That's weird. Let's see what's. I want to check out the scanner. Nice little deep crab on the euro. Oh, it looks nice. Look at that. That entry right there. I'd probably put my stops a little bit lower. But this looks like a nice setup for the hit entry. What did we say? 1.22400, but this has it at 1.2300. Let's see. Oh, it was 22900. Look at that. Perfect. Scanner lines up with it. It's a nice little entry right there. It's over about 60 pips. But risk. So that's that one. We have got euro. It's a nice crab on that, but I think that trend has shifted. Man, check that out. Woo! That's major pips right there. It's like 350 pip move right there. Damn. Utilize the scanner, man. This one doesn't shows an inactive pattern. It shouldn't even be up there, but let's see. Let's see what UCAD got a shark. Could kinda I agree with the downside possible, but I don't think go too far. I like a level higher for it to sell than that. thought CAD could correct itself. Here, here. I think we're inside of this as well. Just slow moving. But we'll see. Let's see. I like the Euro, GJ, GAUD, and Euro JPY. It's the pairs I'm looking at. So, this I like the 78.6 area for the buy, 1.22900. And then GJ is already sent out, and then Euro JPY, we went over that as well. Just go back to that. Here is what I'd be waiting on and looking for. And then, yeah. So if anybody has any questions, they can post them. If not, I'm going to hop off these charts. AU's dropping up about 13 pips right now, plus. And then also GCAD should continue its way down. But I will be eyeing up these ones, and then GJ as well. Don't let GJ fool you. It doesn't have much more to go. Yes, it's 50, 60 pips rise still to hit entry, but when that thing moves, she moves mountains. So just be careful, follow risk management, and be patient. Wait for those prime entries. If it doesn't hit, oh well. On to the next setup. But guys, that's going to conclude tonight's session for me. We did a market outlook, some stuff. Patriots, no Moss. I'm an Eagles fan. Yes, we won the bowl. We won the ship. What's up? But anyways, guys, regardless, let's get on it. Big week already this week. I'm shaping it up for myself and the team to have the biggest week we've ever had, even bigger than a record-breaking week last week. So we're anticipating and probably looking to another record-breaking week on swipe trades this week, pips-wise. So appreciate every single one of you for your belief, dedication and support. Really much appreciated. I love every single one of you. If you haven't yet, get to the YouTube channel. More content is coming. youtube.com/JAdamsInvestments. And then also our Telegram is t.me/IMLTV, the trade room. Make sure to get plugged in, right? Am I going to put trades on swipe trades? Yes, I always put trades on swipe trades. So let's get it started, guys. YouTube.com/I'm give that a follow, and then I will actually Thursday. Yes, okay, Thursday. I will try to get someone to cover, but if not, the trade room may be canceled on Thursday due to some pre-engaged activities that I must attend to. So we'll see. There'll be an announcement through the Telegram on that. And with that being said, guys, let's enjoy the rest of the night. Let's get cracking, and let's get these pips, guys. I love every single one of you, and I'll see you at the top. Let's get it. Peace.